Welcome to Tullahoma High School, Grider Stadium, Mathis Field, and this production of Tullahoma High School Baseball on the Light Tube Sports Network. Good evening, everyone. Along with Ken Keller, I'm Scott Chasteen, ready to kick off another baseball season here at Tullahoma High School. The Wildcats coming into this game, their home opener, 2-1 on the season, shutouts against Oakland and Nolensville, and then a loss last night to Good Pasture. For Siegel, they come in at 1-2. The Stars are coached by former Tullahoma Wildcat Craig Revis, and the Cats, of course, coached by Brian Morris. Ken, welcome to baseball.
Hey, man, it's great to be back for a fantastic matchup here tonight between the Stars and Wildcats. Good to be here with you, Scott.
Season opening under extremely cold weather conditions. Tonight, not too bad. Very windy. The wind blowing out. On the mound for the Wildcats tonight is Mason Bratcher. Kim, what do we know about Bratcher?
Well, we know that he's a good football player. He's a big, strong young man, a sophomore pitcher for the Wildcats, and he's going to get the nod here tonight against Craig Revis and his Stars. And, you know, Tullahoma, it's ironic that March Madness, is kicked off, the big basketball tournament. Tullahoma kind of a March Madness themselves here. 4 games here in 4 days. As you said, Scott, 2-1. They had shutouts their first 2 games. They win 4-0, 8-0, and then they lose to the defending state champion, Good Pasture, 14-2 last night. But it's a little warmer tonight, Scott, so I know that every one of these players and the umpires and fans welcome that tonight.
Tullahoma's catcher is J. Ron Morris. The first baseman, Wade Collins. At second base, Evan Tomlin. The shortstop, Andrew Fulmer. At third base is Colton Emery. The left fielder is Avery Smith. The center fielder is Balin Tootin. At right field, Hunter Hogan. And on the mound, Mason Bratcher. We are underway here at Grider Stadium. Bratcher's first pitch, ball 1. Leading off for the Siegel Stars is Brody Ballou, the center fielder.
Yeah, Ballou, the lefty, in the box.
Fouls it off.
Normally, when it's cold early in the season, the pitching is ahead of the hitting, and that was evidence in Tullahoma's first 2 games. Scott, I'm really looking forward to the pedigree skippers matchup. The coaches will tell you this is all about the players, but a great matchup in coaches here. Brian Morris against Craig Revis.
Swung on, fouled off down the first base line. 1-2 now on Ballou.
Yeah, Bratcher gets ahead 1-2. So, as a pitcher, you want to make him hit your pitch. So look for something off speed or outside corner here.
Bratcher delivers in the dirt, 2-2.
Looked like it was off speed and outside. So count even there, Scott. So Tullahoma trying to get this first out of the game. Field looks fantastic out here. Tullahoma playing him to pull here in right field, it looks like. As the lefty steps in again.
Bratcher's 2-2 pitch. Just a little bit low. 3-2 the count on the first batter tonight, Brody Ballou.
2 good takes by Ballou to work the count full. Payoff pitch coming.
High and outside, and Mason Bratcher walks the first Siegel batter. So the Stars have a runner on first. Nobody out. And Jack Santee will step in here, the designated hitter.
Well, Bratcher had a 1-2 count way ahead in the count, and then good plate discipline by Ballou to work the walk on that one.
Another left-hander steps to the plate for the Stars. And he pops it out of play.
And we talked about this coaching matchup. Of course, Brian Morris, 2006 first-round draft pick by Tommy Lasorda in the L.A. Dodgers. He elected to stay in college, and he went to Motlow State and then was redrafted He played 7 years in the majors after playing a year at Motlow.
And a heck of a year he had in 2006. Pitcher of the year in the conference. 0-1 to count. Bratcher delivers, swung on and missed, strike 2 on Santee.
Yeah, so way ahead again here. 0-2. Let's see if we can finish him off. Big hole between first and second with the first baseman holding the runner at first.
Bratcher looks in for the sign from Morris. 0-2 pitch. Fouled away. Still 0-2.
You know, we talked about the pedigreed skippers. You know, Brian's the son of Ricky Morris. What an arm he had. You know, back in the day, he was drafted by the Oakland A's as a catcher. So that was Brian's dad. And, of course, Craig Revis, son of the legendary Jackie Revis, former Motlow State head coach. Oh, struck him out.
Swung on and missed, strike 3. So Santee goes down on strikes, 1 down here in the top of the first. Runner remains at first base. Stepping into the plate is Lane Akers, right fielder.
Well, speaking of Revis, he's a 3-time state champion. In 1990, the Tullahoma High School as a player. Started as a freshman for Coach Jerry Mathis. And then he won state championships.
Runner goes, throw to first. Here goes throw down to second. Did it get him? They got him.
Beautiful job there. So Tullahoma picks him off. First baseman delivers a good throw to the shortstop. Nice tag there. Got him easily.
Ballou caught in the rundown between first and second. 2 outs now for the Stars with Akers at the plate.
You know, speaking of Revis again, 2002 state champ as a head coach with the Laverne Wolverines, and then 2016 won a state title with Siegel in AAA, a 9-8 win over Arlington.
Fouled away, 0-1 the count to Akers.
Well, both these coaches know how to win. Revis, 500-plus career wins. Coached a little bit longer than Morris has, but Morris with that major league experience, he certainly, you know, I really am excited about watching the chess match in this game between these two coaches. And Morris, I mean, quite a ball player himself. You know, 2 of the best baseball players that's ever played at Tullahoma, both Brian Morris and Craig Revis.
Outside, 2-1. You know, the connections to Motlow are endless with those 2 guys. Morris's dad, Ricky, assistant coach for Don Roten out there for years. And then, of course, Jackie Revis worked at Motlow for years. 2-1 pitch from Bratcher. Fouled back this way, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, nobody on here in the top of the first inning at Grider Stadium. If you've never watched a game at this stadium before, in about 30, 45 minutes, it starts getting kind of weird for pop flies.
Sure does.
Bratcher delivers in the dirt. 3-2 now to 2 of the first 3 batters. So Bratcher getting his pitches in the first inning.
You talked about Revis and Motlow. I took him for a refereeing class back in the mid-'80s out there as a PE course, and, buddy, he was intense. We would go through 15 minutes of calisthenics before we even started classes every time.
Fouled back this way. Almost in the booth. The Benz Jordan press box is where we are, high atop Grider Stadium.
You know, Tullahoma, you know, quite a resume as a baseball program as well out here at Mathis Field, Grider Stadium. 5 state championship game appearances. They finished the deal and won the trophies as state champs in 1974 and 1990 under Jerry Mathis.
Fouled back again this way. So a battle between Bratcher and Akers here with 2 outs in the first.
Well, Bratcher did a fine job as a Tullahoma quarterback this year.
Grounder's second. Tomlin, no problem. The first, 3 down. So Siegel gets a walk. Tullahoma gets the throw out. He's 3 up and 3 down. We've played a half an inning. The Stars 0, the Wildcats coming to bat on the Light Tube Sports Network. We move to the bottom of the first. Tullahoma, Fulmer, Bratcher, and Morris set to bat with Andrew Fulmer, the shortstop, leading off. And again, the pitcher for Siegel is Will Horn. Horn, a right-hander, kind of small in stature. And Fulmer fouls it back this way. We're going to get one tonight. I can feel it.
That's a good pitch to hit, high inside fastball. And Fulmer was licking his chops with that swing. Medium depth in the outfield, not too deep in left for a leadoff hitter. Not paying a whole lot of respect to Fulmer here.
Horn right over Fulmer's head. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Hanging curveball that did not break.
And Horn delivers. High pop. Down the first base line in right field, caught. Route number 1 here in the bottom of the first. And Mason Bratcher will step to the plate.
Well, back in my Babe Ruth days with Coach Mobley, he would say that would be a can of corns, what he used to call that. We'd practice, he'd hit them fly balls. Well, actually, Buck Campbell would hit him, and he would sit over with a cigar and said, "Can of corn, boys, can of corn." Easy, lazy fly ball.
Horn's first pitch on Bratcher in there for a strike. Inside, 1-1.
A good fastball. Jay Potter behind the plate does an excellent job.
You know, Kim, we can't get enough of your Little League stories.
Yeah,
we want the entire season
I've
peppered with them.
I've got some
Grounded
Jerry
a
Mathis
second.
stories for you.
Throw to first in time for out number 2. So Tullahoma 2 quick up and down here in the bottom of the first. Jaron Morris steps in. Jaron, the catcher.
Actually, it was a Babe Ruth story, Scott, but who's counting, right?
Yeah, that's true.
But I talked to, working in Hickson today, talked to Jerry Mathis, gave him a call, checked in on him today, and he gave me a story about Mason Bratcher's grandfather. He was the only player, Jimmy Bratcher, Scott, you know well. He got a hit every single game in his senior season. So that's about 30 games. They normally play 25 to 30 games, and he got a base hit, official hit in every single game.
There's a liner to right field. It could be over his head. It is.
Got him.
Morris going to second, and Jalen Morris will be in with a double, a 2-out double for the Wildcats here in the bottom of the first. Boy, he tagged that ball.
Well, it sure did. Beautiful inside-out power to the opposite field there. So stand up or slide in double there by Morris. Scoring position.
Evan
Good
Tomlin,
speed.
the second baseman, steps in for the Wildcats with a chance to get Tullahoma on the scoreboard.
Derek Nolasco is the runner. Derek
Malasco running for the Wildcats in place of Morris. Catcher gets a runner, high school baseball.
I heard about this young man for the concession stand. They tell me that he transferred in from the state of California.
Oh, we get them from all over here
Yeah,
at
we
Tullahoma
do.
High School as Tomlin swings and misses, strike 1.
So let's see if the Tullahoma cleanup hitter can deliver here. He threw a one-hitter in Tullahoma's first game of the season. Actually had a no-hitter going with 1 out in the 7th inning.
Check swing, strike 2 on Evan Tomlin. So he's in the hole 0-2.
In that win over Oakland Monday, that 4-0 victory.
Pitch high and outside, 1-2.
And we talked about Morris's speed, good speed. He's going to get in here with a single if we can, if Tomlin can deliver.
Pinch runner on second.
Oh, that's right. Well, I'm sure he's got good speed too. So 2 outs, we're going to get him in with a hit here. RBI opportunity for Mr. Tomlin. Let's see if he can deliver.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Man on second for the Wildcats. Bottom of the first, no score. There's a shot, center field base hit.
You're in, Derek. You're in.
And the run is going to score, and the Tullahoma Wildcats jump on top of Siegel 1-0 with an RBI single from Evan Tomlin.
Well, that's the way you draw it up. You know, them 2-out hits are critical, and you win a lot of ball games with 2-out hits. So RBI for Tomlin after the Morris double with 2 outs. So Tullahoma doing damage here with 2 outs.
Third baseman Colton Emery steps in. Emery with Tomlin on first.
And fastball catches the outside corner. Tullahoma jumps ahead. 1-0 here in the bottom of the first. Big crowd. Siegel brought a white bus down here, Scott. It wasn't yellow. That's the first thing I noticed when I pulled in.
Huh.
They got a nice bus, a white bus with blue lettering on it.
Well, that is fancy.
It is. They built a strong program there, especially in baseball.
In there for strike 2. Emery's not sure about that. Well, you know, Tullahoma has a pretty good baseball tradition.
Sure does. Lots of good memories here.
0-2 pitch. Throw to first. Back in time is Tomlin. The right field gang gearing up just outside the right field fence, getting the grill going. High, throw down to first, not in time. Tomlin back. 1-2 the count.
Yeah, Tomlin also an exciting football player for the Wildcat football team. We got to enjoy watching him the past couple years, and we'll see him this fall.
Called strike 3. So Emery goes down on strikes, but Tullahoma gets a run. 2 hits, RBI from Tomlin. We've played 1. The Cats lead the Stars 1-0 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Well, Light Tube specifically played into our mission when we separated from our parent company and became an employee stock ownership program. We had to be disconnected from a large network and exist on our own. We needed relatively high speed connectivity, which we got at about a 200% discount with Light Tube. Businesses can get beyond what most businesses in the country can get from Light Tube as far as
Tullahoma leads Siegel 1-0 as we head to the top of the second. Mason Bratcher on the mound for the Wildcats. Leading off for the Stars, first baseman Matt Kirby.
Well, after giving up a leadoff walk to start the game off, Bratcher settled down. Tullahoma got through the inning unscathed. Lead it 1-0. Good
Bratcher's
fastball.
first pitch in there for strike 1.
That's going to be the key for Bratcher, is to work ahead, get ahead in that count, and that's what he's doing.
Swung on, foul tip, strike 2. We'll be broadcasting multiple baseball, softball, and soccer matches throughout the spring here on the Light Tube Sports Networks. We appreciate you tuning in. I think our next baseball broadcast will be March 28th when district foe Marshall County comes to town. Bratcher, 0-2 pitch. Ball 1.
Yeah, missed low on that one, trying to erase the cleanup hitter to start this top of the second.
Ken, what about your Alabama Crimson Tide? They rolled today, didn't they?
They did. They beat Texas A&M Corpus Christi. They gave a good fight, but Alabama warmed down.
Isn't that a junior college team?
Well, yeah, they were scrappy. Alabama won by about 20, but 21, I think. But it was pesky little bunch they were playing. Of course,
Bratcher delivers, ball 3.
That was their play-in game, or that they had a play-in game Tuesday and won. So
3-2 the count on Kirby, leading off here in the top of the second. Slow roller to short, scooped up and throw in time. Out number 1.
Excellent job there by Fulmer.
Fulmer waited on it, just
Sure did.
didn't try to charge too much.
Yeah. Ball was not hit sharply, but as you said, yeah, he played that hop perfectly. Made a good throw.
Bratcher delivers. Outside ball one.
Like Tullahoma's defense early playing, a few steps deeper in the outfield than the Stars were doing, and that's probably because that wind howling out to center field, blowing straight away center.
Two and 0 count now on Aaron White, right-hander, tall, lanky. Bratcher behind in the count. And now behind 3 and 0. That one was high and tight.
A little chin music here at Grider Stadium. He took a couple whiskers off on that one. Good fastball under the chin.
3-0 pitch.
There it
Taken
is.
all the way. Strike one.
Well, let's see if he can work all the way back from 3-0 here. There's two of them.
The inside corner. 3 and 2 the count now on White. One out, nobody on. Top of the second. Tullahoma leads 1-0. Swung on and missed.
Wow.
He struck him out. So Bratcher does fight back from a 3-0 count.
Yeah, he sure did. Good tenacity there by the Wildcat sophomore. That's his second, as he records his second strikeout of the contest.
Stepping in for Siegel is the second baseman Dylan Rogers. Grounder, short. Fulmer, good throw to
Smooth.
first. 3 up and 3 down. We move to the bottom of the second. Tullahoma leads Siegel 1-0 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Is lag hurting your gaming? Is a weak signal stalling your social media posts? Are constant updates slowing down your productivity? TUA Lighttube has a solution. Enroll in our mesh router service starting at $9.95 a month. With the ability to cover your home with increased signal strength, you can increase productivity and whole home happiness. Start winning today by calling TUA Lighttube customer service at 455-4545.
We move to the bottom of the second. Balin Tootin leading off for the Wildcats. Tootin tonight is playing center field. Tullahoma leads 1-0. Fouled back this way, 0-1 to count.
A good cut. Coached his brother last year in Little League, Bronson. Have him again this year for the Reds.
He also coached him in junior NBA basketball.
That's right. Sure did. A good check swing there by Tootin.
1-1 to count on the Tullahoma sophomore. Good eye, 2-1.
It sure was.
Clay Turner, our producer tonight, camera operator, audio engineer. That's about all he does. High and outside ball 3-1 the count.
Well, Tootin trying to work himself on here as the leadoff hitter in the bottom of the second. Oklahoma, they lead the Stars 1-0.
Tootin, a left-hander. Chases the 3-1 pitch, fouls it away, full count. Now, how is it you get to coach the Reds? You get to pick your team name, grounder to short. Could be trouble. Throw to first just in time to catch the speedy Tootin.
Oh, you called it, man. He got down that first base line. Good
One
whiff.
out here in the bottom of the second inning. Stepping in is Hunter Hogan, a right fielder.
Yeah, Scott, you do get to pick your team. Depends on the draft order, and I was fortunate enough to grab the Reds again.
What league are you coaching in?
It's a 7-8 and 5-6.
Oh, so you're doing both.
I'm doing both. I have two grandsons, and they're in split divisions this year, so it's been a challenge trying to work all those practices in.
I bet. Wait till the games start.
Yeah.
This may be the only game we get you
No,
for.
I'll be here. I got some assistance that's helping me.
1-1 the count on Tullahoma's Hunter Hogan. Nobody on, one out. Hogan watches that one high, 2-1. believe I saw where Hogan homered earlier. No,
Yeah, triple.
had a triple. So he's got good power, good speed. 3-1. And Hunter Hogan walks. Good eye there on ball 4. Tullahoma has a runner at first with 1 out. And Wade Collins, the first baseman, will step in. There are no easy outs on this Wildcat roster. Tullahoma coming off a state tournament appearance last year.
That's Horn's first free pass of the game. Good lead on first there by Hogan. Big lead.
Now low and outside, ball 1 on Collins. See if Tullahoma can add to this 1-0 lead here on this Thursday night at Grider Stadium.
Collins playing first base, and now I think we saw him play some second last year for the Wildcat varsity.
Just caught the outside corner, 1-1. Yeah, Brian Morris, he'll move some people around now.
And we saw Collins get some clutch hits last year in the games that we covered for Light Tube.
1-1 pitch. Low, ball 2. Hogan stays on first.
Did a good job of checking his swing on that. He did not go, did not offer at it. Catcher did a good job of blocking the ball, too.
2-1 pitch to Collins. Grounder to short. That was a line drive to short. And it's called for out number 2. Good job, Hogan, getting back. That would have been easy to have sprinted to second on. Tullahoma's Avery Smith steps in, the left fielder, with 2 down here and a runner on first. Throw to first, back in time is Hogan.
Tullahoma with the only 2 hits of the game so far. They have a Morris double and an RBI single by Evan Tomlin. There
There goes the runner. Grounder to short. It's going to be trouble. Low hop, throw to first in time. And Tullahoma scoreless in the bottom of the second. We move to the third. Cats lead the Stars 1-0 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Tullahoma Utilities Authority Light Tube Fiber Internet offers true gigabit service to our customers. We pride ourselves on speed, but the backbone of that speed is local tech support, unmatched customer service, and professional service technicians. To sign up, call 455-4515 to gain the reassurance of Light Tube reliability.
Tullahoma leads Siegel 1-0 heading to the top of the third. Leading off for the Stars, the third baseman, Quentin Peppola.
Stars looking for their first hit.
Bratcher looking to not allow that.
Yes, he is.
Mason delivers. Ball 1.
Down low, Mason giving a second look at the home plate up on that one. Said, hey, that looked pretty good. Where was it?
Ball 2. You can watch the replay of this game probably beginning about Monday on the Light Tube Sports Network, Channel 23. In there for strike 1. 2-1 the count.
Yeah, Bratcher got the corner on that call, 2-1. As the lights come on here at Grider Stadium.
Fouled away, 2-2. One of the finest high school baseball facilities in the state, no question about it. This minor league stadium that was moved here from, I think, Gadsden, Alabama, back in the late 50s. Reassembled, completely taken apart, moved here and reassembled. Bratcher's pitch swung on and missed. He struck him out. So Peppola goes down on strikes. Bratcher's third K of the game. And stepping in, Gabriel Hamrick.
And Bratcher dealing. Here on this Thursday night as the blankets come out in the crowd, it's always cold in this stadium.
Coldest spot in town.
Sure is.
Here on the beautiful, lovely banks of Rock Creek. That's one name for it.
Yeah.
Strike one to Hamrick.
Nice job by the Tillamook Boosters Club to offer hot chocolate on a night like this. I know it's warmer than it has been, but still chilly when that sun goes down. We've had multiple freeze warnings all week.
You know, I wonder if Light Tube's installed that TV monitor in the concession stand yet where those folks can watch the game.
Oh, that'd be a nice enhancement.
And hear what we say.
Yeah, that'd be.
Hot chocolate sounds really good. 1-1 pitch. Inside ball. Oh, caught the corner. Strike two. What about it, Clay? We got that installed yet? He don't know. He just pushes buttons.
Yeah.
Not true. Outside, gets away from Morris. 2-2 the count.
It looked like Bratcher tried to overthrow that one just a little bit. Defense ready.
2-2 pitch. Fouled away. Scoreboard keeper, what would we say Bratcher throws at high top speed?
85.
About 85.
He probably sits around 82 mostly.
2-2 pitch outside, 3-2. It's gone full on a number of hitters tonight. Only walked one.
Yeah, I was just thinking about that. Yeah, that does work your pitch count up. So, you know, and certainly when you get ahead in that count, you don't want to waste pitches. You want to bury those batters, not work the count to 3-2.
He walked him. Second base on balls of the game as Hamrick trots down to first base. Trenton Thornton,
Number 22.
the catcher, steps in. Tristan Thornton.
And we
One out, runner on first.
understand this young man. 22 Thornton, the catcher for Siegel, is the top-rated catcher prospect in the state of Tennessee for class of 2024.
Well, that's impressive.
Sure is.
One out, runner at first. Ball gets away from Morris, and runner takes second. So Hamrick now on second.
Yeah, Coach Morris not going to like that one. It seemed that ball could have been handled behind home on that one, but I would score the pass ball.
Pass ball to you there, Coach?
Yes, sir. I would score that a pass ball. More importantly, that puts Hamrick in scoring position at second base.
One out, 1-0 count. Thornton. Swing and a miss. 1-1.
That's a good pitch there. Low and in. Swung over the top of it. Looks like a big hole between short and third on the Tullahoma defense. Now the shortstop for Tullahoma retreats to
Grounder
that
to
spot.
short. Bobbled just a little bit. Everybody's going to be safe. It's going to be E6 for the Wildcats. This Fulmer just could not get a handle on it. And Siegel threatening here in the top of the third with runners at first and third, only one out. And they move back to the top of the order. Brody Ballou, the center fielder, walked his first time up.
Well, this is where the cat and mouse game really starts. You know, they have runners on the corner. They're going to put a pinch runner in, or the Stars. Runners on the corner without the benefit of a hit. And so there's lots they can do here. They can squeeze. They can hit and run. With the first baseman holding the runner at first, there's a big hole between first and second. So if you pull the ball on the ground, it's sure to get a run in. Tullahoma's on the way out of this, a double play. Or 2 strikeouts.
And there's a high pop center field. Tootin camps under it. The run will score. Runner stays at first. We're tied 1-1 here in the top of the third. Sacrifice fly RBI for Ballou.
You called it. That's exactly what that is. And plenty far enough to center field. That one had enough air under it. No play at home.
Jack Sanney steps in now with 2 outs and a runner at first. Bratcher trying to minimize the damage here.
Well, there's 9 ways for a runner to score with less than 2 outs from third base, and that's one of them, a sacrifice fly. That ties this game up.
Bratcher's pitch, slow grounder to first. It's going to be trouble. Bratcher makes the catch, steps on the bag for out number 3. But Siegel ties it up, no hits, but they do get a run on a sacrifice fly. We move to the bottom of the third. Tullahoma and Siegel tied at 1 on the Light Tube Sports Network. We move to the bottom of the third. Tullahoma back to the top of the order with Andrew Fulmer, Mason Bratcher, and J. Ron Morris batting in here in the bottom of the third for the Wildcats. Tied with Siegel 1-1, along with Ken Keller. Scott Chastain here on the Light Tube Sports Network. In there on Fulmer, strike 1.
Fulmer flew out to right field to lead the game off for Tullahoma in the bottom of the first. Lead their part of the first.
There's a sharp line drive to center field, base hit for Andrew Fulmer.
Good start.
Good start to the bottom of the third for the Wildcats, as he timed that one perfect.
Sure did. Laced that one to center.
Now Bratcher steps in. Bratcher grounded out in the first. Chance to help himself here. See if Coach Morris tries to bunt Fulmer over to second.
And Bratcher, the number 2 batter in the order.
Throw to first. Back in time is Fulmer.
See if he's going to give him a chance to hit or bunt him here and sack the runner over. Let's see. You said will be interesting. It did not show any hints there, but lots of signals being flashed by Morris at third.
Runner goes. Bratcher, line drive left field, going to be caught. And Fulmer has to scamper back to first. So Bratcher got good swing in. Didn't carry. And 1 out here in the bottom of the third with a runner at first for J. Ron Morris.
Pretty aggressive there. Looked like a hit and run because definitely Fulmer took off. And the batter, Bratcher, was swinging on the pitch. So little hit and run, just some bad luck. Just hit it right at the left fielder on that one. Hit it sharp. Just right at him. Morris doubled last time to deep right field. Burnt the right fielder. Inside out swing, took the ball that way. And that's what we've seen out of him. He hits the ball especially well to the right side, and he can hit it with power out there.
1 out, runner on first. Swung on and missed by Morris. Got a good rip at that one.
Sure did.
Horn delivers. Morris grounder to third. Could be 2. Throw to second in time. Throw to first in time. Double play for Siegel. Well played by that star defense. We've played 3. Tullahoma and Siegel are tied at 1 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Did you know that Tullahoma Utilities Authority has a solar farm right here in Tullahoma? For as little as $4 a month, you can support solar energy production and breathe a little easier, knowing you're taking positive action to reduce your carbon footprint. Call 455-4515 today.
Welcome back to Grider Stadium, Jerry Mathis Field in Tullahoma, Tennessee. We move to the top of the 4th inning. Siegel, Akers, Kirby, and White due up here as we are tied at 1. Mason Bratcher pitching for the Wildcats. Bratcher's first pitch, ball 1.
And Stars flashing some defense to end the third with that 5-4-3 double play around the horn.
There's a high pop. Looks like it's heading to center field. Fulmer clears everybody, not Fulmer. Tootin clears everybody away, makes the catch for out number 1.
Matthew.
Yeah, did a good job on that. Just drifted with the ball. That wind has died down a little bit, still blown out to center, but he used 2 hands on the ball and called it off his right fielder on that one to make the play. That's the way you do it.
Strong wind all day.
Yes. Your Kirby was expired in the second inning on a ground out to the second baseman. Second to first.
1 out, nobody on here for Mason Bratcher. Swung on and missed, strike 1. This Kirby, he's thick.
He sure is. Looks like Mike Trout in that box. Big, thick build. Power swing.
There's a pop to right. Out of play. Into the Siegel bullpen. Quickly 0-2 on the cleanup hitter for the Siegel Stars, Matt Kirby.
Scott, I asked Jerry today, we talked about 5 state championship appearances. I said, Coach Mathis, what was the best team you ever coached? And he just froze. He said, I never answer that question, Ken. He said, every player I had, the teams I had gave everything they had for me and left it on the field. And I thought that was a great answer. He's had many, many good teams.
I think he sounds like a politician. 1-2, 1-2 the count on Kirby. Yeah. Come on, Coach, give us an answer. Called strike 3. Beautiful pitch from Mason Bratcher for out number 2.
It sure was. Pulled the string on him. Looked like a curveball there. And
number 29, Aaron.
Nice. Another K for Bratcher.
Aaron White steps in. I think that's 4 for Mason. With 2 outs and nobody on here in the top of the 4th.
Your White was a strikeout victim his first time up.
And boy, I don't see how that did not hit Aaron White. Looked like it went through him.
Yeah.
1-0 the count.
Their coach from last year, who used to be the coach.
Fouled away, 1-1.
He retired.
Well, and what I say about Bratcher, his pace is really quick. He's not wasting any time. His defenders, he's not lulling anybody to sleep. He's attacking the strike zone, and that keeps your fielders in the game defensively. You don't waste any time between pitches.
Low, ball 2.
That's our football coaching staff, and we just at some point acknowledge
2-1 the count on Aaron White. There's a shot back to center field. Bratcher did a nice job just getting out of the way of that one. They've got a runner on with 2 down.
That's their first hit of the game.
Number 8, Dylan.
They've had a couple walks to get on, but that's their first base hit of the game.
Go ahead and get that out of the way.
Yeah, get that out of the way. So we're at the number 6 spot of the batting order. Dylan Rogers up, the second baseman for the Stars, and he grounded out to second. His first at bat, so he's 0 for 1. Good lead at
Bratcher
first.
from the stretch. Long look. Missed outside. 1-0 the count.
Well, let's see if Coach Revis tries to steal a base here with 2 outs. You need to try to get that runner in position. Do you sacrifice? Do you gamble here? Big lead. Looks like he's another half step off the base there. Is Aaron White.
Pitches low, ball 2.
Tight ball game here. 1-1 deadlock here in the top of the 4th. In a brisk, moving game. Both pitchers doing a nice job.
2-0 the count on Rogers. Runner at first, 2 outs. Throw to first, back in time.
Looked like he may have been leaning a little bit on that one. Just watching his body language. Looked like he was poised to take off. Bratcher aware of that, giving him a hard look at first.
Be sure my mic's on.
Throw to first, back in time.
Good scoop. Yeah, because that ball gets past him.
Nice play at first base there by
Oh, it
Collins.
sure was.
As that throw to first was a little low. That looked like it was headed for the bullpen. 2-0 the count. Bratcher trying to get out of a little jam here in the top of the fourth. Got 2 outs. High ball 3.
Well, the only run that has been scored in the contest for Siegel is an unearned run.
3-0 the count. And he missed ball 4. So Siegel has runners on first and second with 2 outs.
At bat, number
Now
7.
Quentin Peppola
Peppola.
steps in.
Total contact.
Peppola struck out in the 3rd inning. Siegel trying to go ahead here in the top of the 4th. Runners at first and second, 2 down. Play at any base.
4 strikeouts, 3 bases on balls for Bratcher, allowed 1 single.
There's a shot to short. Nice catch by Andrew
Wow.
Fulmer for out number 3. Siegel strands a couple of runners. We're tied at 1 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Never miss your favorite shows again. For an additional $7 a month along with your digital television service, LightTube Cloud DVR lets you record up to 8 programs at the same time, receive 500 gigabytes of cloud storage, and whole home DVR. Call TUA Customer Service to add LightTube Cloud DVR to your digital television service today at 455-4515.
Leading off for Tullahoma here in the bottom of the 4th inning is second baseman Evan Tomlin. Tomlin single in the 1st inning.
One of Tullahoma's 3 hits.
That's in there, strike 1. Nice pitch from Horn, who's really settled down and pitched well here for the Stars. Had some good defense behind him. Grounder, shortstop, long throw. He got him just in time. Tomlin grounds out to short for out number 1. Now Colton Emery, the 3rd baseman, steps to the plate.
At bat, number 3, Colton Emery.
Yeah, that's a nice job there by Hambrick, the Star shortstop, deep in the hole. He flashed a good, strong arm on that one.
High ball 1 on Emery. Fouled away, 1-1 the count.
Just missed it.
Yeah, we've seen Emery display power as well. Young man can hit the ball.
There's a drive, left field. It is up against the wall. Emery's got second, and that's where he'll stop. A powerhouse double for Colton Emery. Off the fence in left field in front of the scoreboard.
At bat, number 19.
With 1 out, Emery's at second. And Balin Tootin steps in, the center fielder.
Now there's some of that power we were just talking about on display there by Mr. Emery.
Yeah, he just almost hit that out.
Sure did.
He left that curveball hanging, too. Colton's probably our best off-speed hitter.
So Tootin steps in. Fouls it back this way. 0-1 the count on Balin.
And Balin grounded out to short his first time up. When he just pulls the ball to the right side, that will advance a runner to third, but a base hit would be even better.
There's a drive to center field. Right at the center fielder. Makes the catch. And Emery forced to stay at second base. So 2 down now. Need a base hit from Hunter Hogan, the right fielder.
That one will go down as a fly out 8 for the second out.
Hogan.
Hogan worked a walk his first time up. See if Tullahoma can get a 2-out hit here to break this tie, this 1-1 tie here in the bottom of the fourth, and go ahead.
Pop up back this way.
I'm going to tell Oklahoma swinging at some high pitches.
Falls harmlessly in the parking lot.
But they're being very aggressive. They're going up there swinging. They like it. They're taking a whack at it.
Horn looks to second. Throw to second. Back in time. Boy, I actually thought Emery was nailed right there.
Well, he got it, according to umpire Mike Snead, got his right hand into the bag. It looked like he got tagged up on the shoulder. Just gets back. Close.
What do you have, a connection to Snead out there? You talking to him?
Well, yeah, Snead.
0-1 pitch from Horn. Ball one.
Well, he used to coach or umpire softball games back in that church league we used to play in, Scott.
Yeah?
For years. Yeah, I've umpired with him before, and he's a good man.
I remember you. You cheated me. Strike two. Horn's pitch.
We had some
Hogan?
duels with you guys, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all had some
Grace
really
and
good
Bel Air,
teams.
absolutely.
Oh, man, that was the rivalry back in the day.
1-2 pitch. Fouled away. Tullahoma needs a base hit with a runner on second, 2 outs.
Well, you guys had former shortstop Chris Rickman, who was also a member of that 1990 state championship team, who played with Craig Revis.
He was like having a professional
He
player
was,
out
man.
there.
He was a vacuum cleaner.
He's so good.
Our game plan, hit it everywhere but short, guys.
Yeah.
You might get on.
Ball 2, 2-2 the count now on Hogan. With Emery at second, 2 down. Tullahoma needs a hit. Just outside. Full count now on Hogan.
You know, one thing I'm seeing Hogan's doing, he's pulling his front foot pretty bad. He needs to keep that front foot in a little bit better, because if they get him on the outside corner, he's just going to roll over on it. So watch his front foot. He steps towards the third base side. They need to work on keeping that foot in some.
Outside ball 4. So Tullahoma has 2 runners on now and a chance for Wade Collins to give the Wildcats a lead.
And Collins lined out to short his first time up, so we need a clutch 2-out hit. We talked earlier his first at bat, Scott. He was clutch last year.
Yeah.
Let's see if he can deliver again. Mr. Collins has an opportunity here to give the Wildcats their second lead.
Horn high. 1-0.
And 2 outs, runners will be running, going on contact. A base hit will score him here.
1-0 pitch. Just a bit outside. 2-0 the count. Horn trying to work his way out of a jam. Runners on first and second with 2 down. 2-0 pitch. Ball 3.
30. No, Horns walk 2. 2 base on balls. Work the count 3-0 here.
We'll take another one.
Oh, yeah, this is big. So this is the number 9 hitter in Tullahoma's batting order. Fulmer's on deck.
No, Smith is on deck.
You're exactly right. We're number 8 in order.
You were close.
I was.
You're just one guy.
Yeah.
3-1 pitch on the way from Horn. There's a shot to short. Flip to second in time for out number 3. So Tullahoma threatens with a couple of base runners but cannot score. We've played 4 here at Grider Stadium. Tied at 1 on the Light Tube Sports Network. Tullahoma Tullahoma and Siegel tied at 1 as we go to the top of the 5th inning here at Grider Stadium. Leading off for Siegel is Gabriel Hamrick. Hamrick walked and scored in the 3rd inning. And there is a shot base hit to left field in between short and 3rd. Hamrick leads off with a single. And now Tristan Thornton.
At bat number 22, Tristan.
Well, certainly, ideally, you want to keep runners off base, but certainly you want to have the 8 and 9 hitters off base. But the number 8 hitter leads off in the top of the 5th with a single for the Stars. Stars looking for a spark. Tullahoma looking for a double play here. Thornton reached on an error to short on a ground ball last time.
Bratcher's pitch in there, strike.
Oh, nice pitch on the outside corner there. You're getting 2nd time through the lineup here. 3rd time through the lineup when we get back to the top.
Get it to Evan, have Andrew flip it.
Bunt down the 3rd base line.
Excellent bunt.
Throw to 1st in time to get the batter, but advancing to 2nd.
Stepping up to the plate, number 2.
Yeah, sack bunt, so a nice play by Emery. Tell him a 3rd baseman on that one. Fielded the ball clean. Excellent bunt. That's the way you do it.
Hamrick advances to 2nd with 1 out. And we're back to the leadoff batter, Brody Ballou.
Nice bunt execution.
Ballou grounds it down the 1st base line, foul.
Ballou walked to lead off the game. He had a sack fly, RBI. The only run of the contest in the top of the 3rd for the Stars. And both of those count as no at-bats, so he's 0 for 0 with a walk and sack fly. Bratcher working ahead again, Scott, 0-2.
Need it.
It's big. Need a strikeout right here.
It's twilight here in Tullahoma, Tennessee.
What you want to do is get an out here where the runner does not advance.
There's a shot foul into the Siegel bullpen. 0-2 the count remains with 1 out. Runner at 2nd for Siegel. Top of the 5th, tied at 1. Been a good ball game.
You know, virtually anything to the right side does advance the runner to 3rd, a ground ball to 2nd or 1st, or a fly ball to right.
Outside, ball 1.
Pitchers duel here at Wilkins at Grider Stadium. Things are quiet right now.
From the stretch.
There you go.
Throw
Great
down
job.
to 1st for out number 2.
A nice job by Morris, making sure, holding that runner in check at 2nd, making sure he didn't break to 3rd.
So Siegel with 2 outs now and a runner at 2nd brings up Jack Santee. Santee 0 for 2. And Bratcher continues to work from the stretch. Slow grounder to 2nd at Tomlin. Throw to 1st in time. So Siegel threatens again, but Bratcher works his way out of it. We move to the bottom of the 5th, tied at 1 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Light Tube specifically played into our mission when we separated from our parent company and became an employee stock ownership program. We had to be disconnected from a large network and exist on our own. We needed relatively high speed connectivity, which we got at about a 200% discount with Light Tube. Businesses can get beyond what most businesses in the country can get from Light Tube as far as internet.
We move to the bottom of the 5th, tied at 1, leading off for the Wildcats, left fielder Avery Smith. Then we'll go back to the top of the order with Andrew Fulmer and Mason Bratcher. Smith 0 for 1 tonight.
Grounded out to short.
Tullahoma needs a rally. There is a base hit to center field. Nice start for the Wildcats. Number 9 hitter laces a soft single to center. And he'll stand at first base for Andrew Fulmer.
At bat, number 9.
Well, Fulmer sitting 1 and 2 on the night. 1 for 2, fly out to right field, single up the middle. Let's see if Coach Morris elects to sacrifice bunt here.
Well, I think the longer it goes on, the better the odds, right?
I agree.
Got to scratch out a run.
Later in the game, those bunts are going to start dropping.
Fulmer squares, lets it go, gets away from the catcher, but not enough for Smith to advance. 1-0 the count on Fulmer. Fulmer squares this time strike, 1-1. If you're going to come out and watch some Tullahoma games this year, be sure and check the schedule. Some start at 6, some start at 6:30. I have no idea why. 1-1 to count. There's a bunt, pop up,
That's going to be on the net.
and get too far back for the catcher to get it, but 1-2 the count. So bunt probably off the table here for Fulmer.
Yeah.
See if he can advance Smith.
Fulmer lunged at that one a little bit. Pitch outside, looked like outside the strike zone.
And a pitch, missed. Ball 2.
Well, pitching line's complete on starter Will Horn for the Stars. 4 innings. He allowed 1 earned run, 4 hits, 2 base on balls, 1 strikeout.
Dylan Rogers now pitching for the Stars. And there's a shot down the third base line, just foul. Fulmer really turned on that one.
So 2-2, Tullahoma hit and run there. If we could have got it down the line, he would at least, the runner, Smith got to third on that one because he was already going. And a chance for extra bases, just missed, foul.
Rogers delivers. Off-speed pitch, swung on and missed, strikeout. Nice pitch from Rogers. 1 out here in the bottom of the 5th. Bratcher steps to the plate.
No, sure was. Pulled the string of that and looked like he let a little off of it. Looked like an off-speed pitch there on 2-2.
That's what I said.
Yeah. Well, that's good. It's just, as a pitcher, you just want to disrupt the time of the hitter. And he did there.
Go to first. Back in time, Smith.
And we have a nail biter, and we anticipated it was going to be like this here tonight.
Yeah, Tullahoma and
2 quality
Siegel
programs.
always play tough. Well, usually. Beautiful pitch in there from Rogers. Strike 1 on Bratcher.
A good fastball. His velocity looks like he's a little faster than the first pitcher was. Horn. Maybe a few ticks higher.
Tullahoma needs a hit from its pitcher.
Bratcher 0 for 2. Ground out to second, line out to left.
Lays off that one. 1-1.
Yeah, he can help his own cause right here.
Get this place making some noise. It's an eerily quiet Grider Stadium. Go to first, not in time. One and one the count, 1 out. 1-1 the score. Smith leads off first. Rogers delivers. In there for strike two.
Well, bottom of the fifth. That reminds me of one last story that Jerry told me today. It's playing in the 1974 state championship game against Columbia in game two. At that time, you had to, of course, win 2 out of 3 against Cookeville. I'm sorry, 2 out of 3. The game was here at Tullahoma.
Ball bounces to the plate for ball 2. Throw down to second. Not in time.
Right.
So Smith still second. And the Cats have a runner in scoring position. 2-2 count. 1 out. Bratcher now with an excellent chance to help himself.
Yeah, so you had to win 2 out of 3. Tullahoma beat Cookeville. Jerry Farah, J.R. Farah, threw a complete game, the first game win. The next game, they got into a little trouble up there, 2 runs.
Called strike 3.
Backwards K there. So you had to win 2 out of 3. They won the first when J.R. pitched the complete game win in the first game. They get to the 5th inning. Tullahoma starter doing pretty well. They start hitting him a little bit. Tullahoma's up 2 runs. J.R. Farah goes to Coach Mathis and said, "Coach, put me in." He said, "Man, you threw the whole game last night." He said, "Put me in, Coach. I feel great." He said, "Go warm up." He warmed up, came out to the mound. He said, "I want to look at you." He threw 3 blazing fastballs. He told Jerry to go, "Coach Mathis, go sit down, Coach. This ball game's over." And J.R. Farah nailed them down the last 2 innings, and they were state champions. And that
Strike 1
story
called
sticks
on
out
Morris.
to Jerry.
J.R., heck of a pitcher.
Oh,
Went to
he
Montlow
was,
and
man.
had a tremendous career.
And I remember him playing shortstop for Cleveland Pneumatic for many years, and you could not get the ball by him. He was unbelievable in the field as well. Great ball player.
0-1 pitch from Rogers to Morris. J-Run lays off of it. 1-1 the count.
Certainly, as a coach, you want to have confidence in your pitcher in the late innings, but that pitcher had confidence in himself, and that's what you've got to have as a pitcher here in the late innings when things get tight.
Swung on and missed by Morris. 1-2 the count. Avery Smith remains at second base with 2 outs.
That was a good inside fastball there. That had some heat on it, a little bit of tail.
Tullahoma just cannot get the clutch hit when they need it.
Just tied Morris up on the inside corner on that one.
Swung on and missed. He struck him out. Well, this Rogers is tough to hit.
Sure he
We've
is.
played 5 at Grider Stadium. Tullahoma and Siegel tied at 1 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Is lag hurting your gaming? Is a weak signal stalling your social media posts? Are constant updates slowing down your productivity? TUA LightTube has a solution. Enroll in our mesh router service starting at $9.95 a month. With the ability to cover your home with increased signal strength, you can increase productivity and whole home happiness. Start winning today by calling TUA LightTube customer service at 455.
We remain tied at 1 as we move to the top of the 6th. Pitching for Tullahoma now is number 21, Hunter Hogan. So Hogan will try to get the win here after 5 strong innings from Mason Bratcher. And leading off for Siegel is Lane Akers. Akers 0 for 2.
And it was a strong performance by Bratcher. I've got his totals here. 5 complete innings, 4 strikeouts, 3 base on balls allowed, 2 hits, 1 earned run.
Good job by Mason. Hunter's pitch outside. Quick 3-0 count.
Maybe an earned run. We had an error the inning they scored.
And that one's in there for strike. 3, 4, and 5 hitters for Siegel here in the top of the 6th. And that's fouled back. So Hogan comes back from a 3-0 count and now has it at 3-2.
Well, what an unbelievable blessing it is to have a head coach that's an ex-major leaguer, pitched 7 years in the majors, to tutor and train these young pitchers, two Tullahoma sophomores pitching tonight, and they're doing a great job.
Hogan punches out Akers. One down here in the top of the sixth. Matt Kirby steps in for the Stars.
A good job there by Hogan after going down 3-0 in the count to the leadoff hitter here in the sixth. Kirby 0 for 2, ground out to short, and a strikeout swinging.
Hogan swung and a miss.
Oh, it looked like he dropped down 3/4. That pitch, sweeping fastball, had some movement on it.
Tullahoma dugout trying to inject some life into this place. There's a grounder foul.
A good hustle there on the foul ball.
0-2 count now on Kirby.
Is he a junior? Sophomore. Sophomore. The thing with Hunter is he never does the same thing twice.
And let's see if he sweeps from that deceptive arm angle on this 0-2 pitch here.
Just missed. 1-2 the count.
He played football too, didn't he? I don't know if he did. You couldn't get away with some.
Principal Jason Quick joins us up here in the press box.
Ball's bounced.
Good to
foul.
see you.
Good to see you, sir.
The doctor is in the house. Multiple doctors in the house.
I don't have my PhD still.
I like your Indiana Jones hat on this cold night, man. That's cool.
I've had people ask for autographs.
That wind kicks up too bad. You might be in the right place for a
That's
little
right.
adventure. 1-2 the count. The high pop out of play, maybe, toward the Siegel dugout. Bounces off the top.
Yeah, it looked like a defensive swing there by Kirby. Kind of stepping out of the box on that. Looked like he might be a little intimidated there.
You just use the I word.
Yeah, he stepped out a little bit. This guy is intimidating. It's Hogan. I like his stuff. Only a sophomore.
1-2 the count. One out. Nobody on. The grounder back to Hogan. Takes a funny hop, but Hogan plays it well. Tosses to first for out number 2. Looked like that might squirt away from him. But he corrals it.
Not bad, number
2 down.
Aaron White.
Aaron White steps in. White tonight, 1 for 2. Singled in the 4th. 2 down now, nobody on. Hogan to White. Nice moving curve ball or slider there. 0-1 the count on White. That ball had some movement to it.
2 lone singles, the only hits of the night for Siegel.
Caught the outside corner quickly. 0-2. Hogan ahead of White. Swung on and missed. He struck him out. 1-2-3. Tullahoma takes down Siegel in the top of the 6th. We're tied at 1 on the Light Tube Sports Network. We move to the bottom of the 6th inning, leading off for the Wildcats, second baseman Evan Tomlin. Tomlin, Emery, and Tootin for the Wildcats here in the bottom of the 6th. That's known as the heart of the order. 4, 5, and 6
Sure
hitters.
is.
First pitch, ball 1.
Scott, just a few weeks ago, you and I had the opportunity to listen to Dale Murphy speak, meet him. Former Atlanta Brave great.
He's big.
He is 6'5". He said he shrunk a couple inches, but hey, man, he's
a big old dude.
Well, he's interesting. You know, he had some good stories to share. Talk about, you know, he broke in the majors at catcher, didn't make it there, moved to first. Not real good defensively there, and Bobby Cox moved him to center field, and the guy won 5 Gold Gloves.
2-0 the count. High and outside, ball 3. Tullahoma needs a base runner.
You know, he talked about never giving up his 8-year-old year. He got one hit the entire season as an 8-year-old, and how many of his coaches or parents thought that guy would win 2 National League MVP awards?
3-1 the count as Rogers sneaks one in. Tomlin steps back in. There's a high pop out of play.
Classic pitching duel here tonight.
Yeah.
Well, and these 2 head coaches were great pitchers too. That's one thing Mathis told me today. As good as, I believe Revis at one time had the hits record at MTSU for the most hits in a career. But he started in 1990, the first game of the state championship. So he was a very effective pitcher himself, and of course.
3-2 pitch to Tomlin is high, and Evan draws a walk, and that's exactly what Tullahoma needed.
Yeah.
To start off the bottom of the 6th inning is a base runner with good speed.
Exactly right. And, of course, Brian Morris. That kid, thing about Morris that I remember about him, watching his high school days here, of how good he was defensively as a shortstop and how he could hit the ball. He put several balls up. He batted left-handed, threw right, of course, up in that field house out there in right field, but he could smash a baseball. And, of course, you combine that with what he did on the mound. He was just unbelievable. Both of those guys, high school players in different ways. They impacted the game.
Emery fouls it out of play. 0-1 the count. So Tomlin on first. Emery at the plate. Tullahoma and Siegel tied at 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Well, Emery 1 for 2. We saw that power surge in the 4th inning as he doubled off the left field wall.
Oh, 0-2 count on Emery. Well, I wouldn't say wall. Net.
Well, I was going to say green monster, but it's hardly that. It's hardly that.
Just a net out there going around the warning track. 0-2 the count.
Emery's going to see an off-speed pitch here, 0-2 for sure, I would think. No, looked like a straight fastball.
Yeah, fouled out of play, so Emery fights it off.
Tried to cross him up, sneak a fastball by him. It's hard to sneak a fastball by Mr. Emery. Good fastball hitter.
Tomlin at first.
And not a big lead there at first. Don't want to get your runner erased here. They're precious this late in the game.
Swung on and missed. He struck him out. So Emery goes down on strikes. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And Balin Tootin steps in, the center fielder.
Number 19, Balin Tootin.
Tootin's grounded out to short and flied out to center. 0 for 2.
Left-hander. See if he can pull one between first and second.
And big hole there. Big gap. The first baseman holding the runner.
Ball gets away from the catcher.
That works.
And Evan Tomlin scoots down to second. Tullahoma's got a runner in scoring position now with 1 out. And that was ball 1.
Definitely going to be a wild pitch there. Graded by the scorekeeper here. Yours truly. Catcher did a good job of blocking that one. That was way out of the strike zone.
And there is no bigger area behind the plate in high school baseball in the state of Tennessee than Grider Stadium.
No,
you can go from first to third on a wild pitch.
Oh, another
Seen it done many times. Almost got away from the catcher. 2-0 the count.
Yeah, Thornton did a good job of spearing that one.
You can see why he is a highly thought of catcher. 2-0 the count, though. That's what counts on Tootin.
Tullahoma with runner in scoring position. Got 2 chances to get him in. Break this tie late in the game. Bottom of the 6th. 1-1 tie.
High pop. Headed to short. Now to left. Fielder calls everybody off. Left fielder makes the catch for out 2. It's going to be up to Hogan. Hunter Hogan, the pitcher, has a chance to get himself in position to get the win with a base hit here.
You called it. He's drawn 2 walks. No official at bats, 2 walks. You know, that little ball between short and left there on the fly ball, you want your left fielder to take that because he's coming in much easier play than the shortstop drifting out.
Absolutely.
Left fielder did a good job of calling him off.
Rogers' first pitch, strike 1.
You called it there, Scott. Hogan with an opportunity to get a hit that can really help his cause here.
This Rogers has been tough to hit, though.
Yes. Well, he allowed a leadoff single to Avery Smith to center in the first batter he faced of the Wildcats. Not a hit since. Has expired 5 of his last 6 with a walk.
Now looks like a good time.
Yes, it does.
Hogan steps in there, 0-1 the count. The pitch, fouled out of play.
That's out.
So it's 0-2 to Hogan.
Rogers working way ahead here.
0-2 the count on Hunter Hogan. 2 outs, runner at second. Tullahoma and Siegel tied at 1.
Hogan waggling that bat, poised in the box.
You have a smaller sweet spot.
Needs to see a good pitch to hit right here. Nothing out of the strike zone.
Rogers delivers. Inside, ball 1.
Good take. Ball clearly inside. Siegel fans want a strike 3 call, but that ball was definitely inside.
Pro scouts, you get there and do it with the wood bat.
Especially if you're doing it well.
Yeah.
I would think that's like cold beer.
1-2 the count now on Hogan.
Evan hit his travel team played almost all the
Hogan calls time.
He hit 6 or 7 home runs in some of the bat.
If you can find the sweet spot for that, basically all.
There is activity in the Wildcat bullpen.
Rogers pitch, grounder to first, foul ball.
You're fighting, you're fighting. Keep it going. So how's the year going?
1-2 now the count.
Well, it looks like Tullahoma has a lefty warming up in the pen. I'm not sure who that is.
He's loving the hope he
Bullpen quiet for the Siegel. Nobody warming up.
done after half of next year. He's like, I'm going to take classes that are fun second half.
Hogan steps in there.
Good eye.
Gutsy take right there. 2-2
Sure
the
was.
count.
Sure was.
He's well, and you know the conversation.
Tullahoma trying to get the clutch hit. Take the lead here in the top of the sixth, in the bottom of the 6th.
Sevens right now, he's
Rogers pitch bounces up there. Runner can't go, but the count 3-2.
Well, I tell you, those are the hidden plays that you don't see at the end of the game, but during the game you certainly do. Thornton again blocking the ball with his chest protector on that. Excellent job. Keeps the ball in front of him. The ball goes to the side or behind him. Runner could have got to third on that. So a good play by the Siegel catcher.
3-2 the count. There's a drive to right field, bending foul.
Hogan battling.
He is.
And he's battling back from an 0-2 count and worked it back to full. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. 1-1, bottom of the 6th. Excellent ball game here tonight. Our first call here this season for Light Tube Sports Network.
So
we have a dandy going.
We'll do 3-2 again on Hogan. He watched strike 3. So Tullahoma, it's a runner at second, but unable to score. We move to the 7th, tied at 1 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Did you know that Tullahoma Utilities Authority has a solar farm right here in Tullahoma? For as little as $4 a month, you can support solar energy production and breathe a little easier knowing you're taking positive action to reduce your carbon footprint. Call 455-4515.
Move to the seventh inning. Tied at 1 between Tullahoma and Siegel. And the Stars will lead off
Batting first.
with the pitcher, Dylan Rogers.
Rogers.
Rogers 0 for 1, ground out to second base. Back in the second inning, in the fourth, he drew a base on balls.
Rogers now the pitcher. Hogan remains on the mound for the Wildcats. Outside 1-1.
Let's tell I'm a Wildcat roster. Young, only one senior, Wade Collins. Future the next couple of years looks bright for Tullahoma.
That was pretty much the case in all sports this year for Tullahoma. Young squad in football, young squad in basketball, no seniors in basketball. There's a shot to second. Tomlin can't gather it, and Siegel's got a runner on to open the top of the seventh inning here.
I'm going to score that a base hit. That ball was hit sharp. Tomlin had to move for it. Tough play. I'm going to score the single.
Bogus scoring. That's a homer score.
Critique me.
Yeah, it's right to him.
You know, talking about, Tullahoma the last couple of years, one player they do miss, of course, Brody Melton, now at Volunteer State in Gallatin playing baseball for Vol State. I saw his dad at the Mexican restaurant. He said Brody's DHing for Vol State and playing a little bit of first and third. He does have a home run this year, so we saw him last year hit some
that
home runs.
early in the year. Quentin Peppola steps in for Siegel.
Well, he was bunting though.
And Peppola squares the bunt. Runner on first. Represents the lead run.
Well, this is pressure baseball at its best right here. This is why you love the game. And defense in at third. Emery in, first baseman crashing. They're bunting all the way. Just want to get your runner to second base here. Tullahoma wants to at least get an out.
Throw to first. Back in time. Good move by Hogan.
And the third baseman in. Is that Bratcher on third now? Yeah, they've Bratcher, who started this game, worked 5 effective innings on the mound. Now creeping at third.
Bunt down the first base line, pulls the first baseman off, toss to the pitcher, then throws it away. Siegel runner is going to round second and go to third, and that was just a mess by Tullahoma over there, as they had 3 players going after the ball and treated it as a hot potato there.
Well, it was a fantastic bunt, just a push bunt to the right side, not straight to first, not to the pitcher, almost towards the second baseman. But it would tell how fielded it looked like, but shoveled it to an infielder who wasn't even on the base, and they had to flip it twice. So you got a sack bunt error there.
Yeah,
I'm going to score that an E.
Didn't have to flip it twice, but they did.
That's right. They had time to get the out, and that's what you want to be sure of on a sack bunt, is at least record the out at first, and that did not happen. Tell them in trouble.
Siegel has runners at first and third with nobody out. And Gabriel Hamrick steps in.
Hamrick walked, and he singled to left his last time, so he's 1 for 1.
Runner fakes going at first. I don't know why he didn't go.
Serious threat in play here for the Stars in the top of the 7th.
Nobody out. Runners on the corner. 1-0 the count. Hamrick steps in against Hogan.
Well, you really got to be careful if you're Morris. You're right. You can see the runner going down second. You can't really afford to throw the ball down there if he tries to steal.
Well, you wouldn't think so.
Yeah, but I've seen it happen before. You try to get greedy and get the runner at second, but the one you're worried about's on third. So Tullahoma going to have to get out of a no-out jam with runners on the corners here. They cannot allow any runs.
2-0 the count. Hogan to Hamrick. There goes the runner. Grounder down the third base line, foul. And the count goes to 2-1.
Ground ball. Come on, Hunter. Work back. Let's go.
Hogan in the jam here in his second inning of work.
2-1 the count.
Well, only one strike, 2-1, so the bunt's still in play here. Lots of things you can do. You can do a safety squeeze, a suicide squeeze, hit and run. Tullahoma would probably concede the run if they could turn it play in the middle. It was short and second. There's
Squares
the
the
bunt.
bunt, lays it down the third base line, but it's foul. So 2-2 the count.
Now that changes things a bit. With 2 strikes, I doubt you're bunting here. You foul it off, it's a strikeout. So big juncture of the game. Hogan's worked it back even here, 2-2. Really needs the swing and miss here. Needs a strikeout. You can get a strikeout and a double play, induce a double play. The next batter. Get out of this.
Hogan delivers. Missed. 3-2.
Game of inches, folks.
I bet the 2-ball hitters stayed the DH. I bet they didn't burn the DH yet.
Siegel at number 8 in their batting lineup with Hambrick up. Runners on the corners, 1-1 game, top of the 7th.
Yeah.
Got him.
Punched him out. Called strike 3. So Hogan got what he needed, the strikeout. And Siegel has 1 out with runners on the corner as Tristan Thornton steps in.
Yeah, Thornton grounded, hit a ground ball to short, reached on an E6, sack bunt his last time up.
Number 11.
So he has no official at-bats.
That's right. So we have a pinch hitter.
For the Stars, number 11, Nicholas.
Ramongo.
Pinch hitting for the Stars, number 11, Nicholas Ramongo. It's what we've chosen. We're going with it.
Yeah, huge strikeout. Really, that's a cardinal sin of a batter. You got you're in the last inning, first and third. You do not want to take a called third strike. Go down swinging there if you have to, but don't take a strike down the heart of the plate. We're happy he did. Coach Revis not so happy. May have missed a signal. He's got his hands on his hips over there.
Hogan's pitch to Ramongo. It's ball 1. 1-0 the count.
Wheels turning here. Do we see a bunt? Do we dare see a squeeze here?
Hogan delivers. Missed, ball 2.
No evidence of a bunt the first 2 pitches. No square, no turn.
No nothing.
Maybe taking a strike. May had the take sign. I think that's what I'd do here. I'd take one, try to load the bases if I was on offense. He's swinging.
There's a high pop left field.
Is it deep enough?
Here comes the throw. Not going to get him. The run's going to score.
Yep.
It's an RBI sacrifice fly for Hamrick. And Siegel leads 2-1.
At bat, number 2, Brody.
So Tullahoma's going to have to come back in order to get this win. Siegel has fought its way to a 2-1 lead here in the top of the 7th inning.
Yeah, I've got Ballou up here. Is that correct? We're at the top of the order again. Brody Ballou.
Ballou lines it to left field. That's a base hit.
Excellent job by the Tullahoma left fielder to get that ball in.
A double by Ballou, strong double. And Siegel has runners at second and third with 2 outs, leading Tullahoma 2-1.
Jack Santee.
So Pepple advances to third. That puts Ballou on second.
Did you say Joe Pepitone?
Yeah. That's the first extra base hit of the game for the Stars. That's going to bring Santee up. He's 0 for 3. Strikeout, ground out pitcher to first, ground out second.
Hogan's pitch in there for a strike.
Well, let's see if Tullahoma can get out of this with no additional collateral damage. Holding them to 1 here after all this activity would be a plus.
That's what we need.
That's it.
A plus.
No insurance runs here. Hang tight.
Hogan delivers. Missed.
A good job by Morris behind the plate. That ball was
1-1.
sweeping, had a lot of movement on it. Thank you, brother.
2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. Tullahoma and Siegel opening the home opener for the Wildcats.
Good pitch.
Hogan's pitch in there, strike
Nice.
2.
Look like a curveball.
In the bottom of the 7th, Tullahoma will have who, Keller? Bottom of the order, Collins, Smith, and Fulmer.
Yep. 8-9-1.
There's a foul out of play. Count remains 1-2.
Rally lights.
Well, really, that a bunt can cause a lot of problems, and just Siegel's executed a couple nice bunts tonight.
1-2 pitch.
Beautiful.
Called strike 3.
Backdoor curveball.
Siegel gets a run, and now you got a comeback Cats. We move to the bottom of the 7th. Stars lead it 2-1 on the Light Tube Sports Network.
Never miss your favorite shows again. For an additional $7 a month along with your digital television service, LightTube Cloud DVR lets you record up to 8 programs at the same time, receive 500 gigabytes of cloud storage, and whole home DVR. Call TUA Customer Service to add LightTube Cloud DVR to your digital television service today at 455-4515.
Tullahoma has 3 outs to try and win this game. Siegel leads 2-1. Leading off for the Wildcats here in the bottom of the 7th inning is Wade Collins. Collins against Rogers. Rogers trying to pick up the win for the Stars.
Well, certainly, if you want to get the leadoff hitter on every inning you can, but down 2-1 in the 7th, you really are enhanced your chances of tying or going ahead of getting your leadoff hitter on.
Nice pitch in there for strike 2.
So your scoring summary: Tullahoma had a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the 1st. Siegel plates 1 in the top of the 3rd. They go ahead here in the top of the 7th. They lead it 2-1. That's the only runs of the game tonight.
Outside the pitch to Collins, 1-2. Outside again, 2-2 the count.
Good take. Nice job by Collins to work it back even. At this point, just any way possible, just any means, any way you get on. You'll take a hit pitch.
Outside again, ball
Hit by
3.
pitch, a walk, error, or hit.
Yeah, you get on here, you start putting the pressure on Rogers.
Indeed. Especially with the top of the order flipping here shortly.
Outside again,
All
3
right.
straight pitches outside, and Wade Collins walks to open the bottom of the 7th.
Look, pressure situation like that, that's a great at-bat. Collins battled back from an 0-2 and worked the walk. Critical sequence for Tullahoma.
Left fielder Avery Smith steps in, number 9 hitter, with a runner at first and nobody out.
Going to have a pinch runner. Coach Morris is going to substitute. Who's going to run for Collins here?
Cade Fanning will be running.
Cade Fanning, the pinch runner.
Wildcats, number 22. Cade Fanning.
So Fanning will run at first for Tullahoma. Avery Smith in the batter's box. Nobody out.
Well, it's okay. Here we go. The wheels begin to turn again. Cat and mouse. Morris flashing the signals. 2-1, Tullahoma down. Smith 1 for 2, a ground out to short, and a single to center. Good speed with Fanning on first. Pinch running for Collins.
Smith watches strike one.
Lots of noise coming out of that Wildcat dugout. They're looking for a rally here. Loudest they've been all night long. Cats down to their last 3 outs.
There's a shot to center field, base hit. Tullahoma with runners at first and second, nobody out.
How about that?
Now we go back to the top of the order with shortstop Andrew Fulmer.
Well, a perfect start for the Wildcats in the bottom of the 7th. They get first 2 runners on with a walk and a single up the middle. Smith now 2 for 3 and has put the ball in every time tonight in play. Well, that's clutch there by the number 9 hitter for Tullahoma. Now this lineup flips to the top. Fulmer 1 for 3. Flied out to right, single to center, and a strikeout swinging.
Rogers from the stretch. Outside, ball 1.
Now Fulmer squared the bunt. First baseman crashed on that one. Third baseman stayed back with a runner on second. So they was going to let the pitcher, it looked like, field the bunt to the left side of the infield.
Little surprised Revis hadn't made a trip to the mound.
Yeah, no activity. He's going to win or lose it with Rogers.
Well, at least talk over defense.
I agree. He stepped out just right on cue. He's telling them what to do now on defense. He's positioning them. He's come out of the dugout, kind of called a time. You're right on it, Scott. And flashing the catcher now, flashing the signals in. And so what this is, he's telling really the third baseman what a player, if you're playing shallow, medium, or deep at third with a right-hand hitter up, you know, the danger of pulling that third baseman in is that Tullahoma takes the bunt off and swings.
Yeah.
You don't have a lot of reaction time by the third baseman. So those are the cat and mouse type mental games that's going on. And you talk about the pressure and that's involved here. And, you know, all these fielders got to know what to do with the ball before they get it. You know, baseball is an anticipatory game. You got to anticipate and know what you're going to do in this situation. And here comes Coach Revis to talk about it.
He didn't like the reception of his signals.
I think you're right. Yeah, a lot of blank stares back at him after the signals, wasn't it?
Do what?
Yeah. You know, it's early in the season. These are perfect opportunities to get these kind of situations. You know, these are win or lose situations right here. So critical. And you know, sometimes you got to make judgment calls. You guess wrong as a coach. You want to guess right. So Revis is saying, okay, is Morse going to call a bunt here? If he does, I got to pull my third baseman in and take the out at first base, and that still puts second and third one out. That's what Morse wants. He'll give up an out to advance both runners here because a base hit would win the game.
Fulmer steps in 1-0. Throw back to second, not in time.
Oh, they come out of the timeout, wheel back to second base, trying to get a pickoff there.
So that's one thing Revis told him.
Good.
Keep this guy close at second.
That's good coaching.
1-0 the count. He's still doing it.
Yes, he is.
We need a pitch clock.
And you're right. Rogers is looking to Revis is coaching hard here. So this is what we knew was going to happen between these two highly pedigreed baseball coaches. Both these guys, Morse and Revis, grew up on baseball fields all their life.
In Tullahoma.
Yes.
2-0 the count now to Fulmer.
Well, and it's added pressure here to Rogers with all this going on in the timeouts. Is he going to bunt? You know, first 2 runners on. He's lost focus. He's still looking to the dugout, so he's distracted a bit, and it makes it tough on the pitcher when all this hoopla is going on and distractions, and he's not, you know, got to really drill in the focus. But we love it. Let's get her to walk here.
1-1 the count on Andrew Fulmer. Rogers, long look to second, steps off the rubber.
Well, and what you want to do sometimes as a pitcher, if you step off the rubber, if the batter can give you a tip, you can see if they're starting to maybe turn or whatever, and you can see if they're bunt just off that read, and you try to read that as a coach.
Nobody out here. There's a high pop. Foul territory in right field. Second baseman cannot make the play. Had a beat on it, but just couldn't get to it. Very high. So 1-2 the count.
Well, the second baseman certainly covered a lot more field ground there than the first baseman did. First baseman really had a shot at that when second baseman got over there closer to the ball than he did. But in all fairness to him, he was up on the grass playing the bunt, so I can see their second baseman had a better angle.
Cats trying to come from behind and win it here in the bottom of the 7th, trailing 2-1. Nobody out. Runners at first and second.
Fulmer swinging away on that one.
1-2 the count on Andrew Fulmer. And Fulmer check swing, strike 3.
Big strikeout there.
Come on, Mace.
Mason
First
Bratcher
out.
steps in. Bratcher, third baseman now. Game at pitcher, pitched 5 innings. Now playing third base. Number 2 batter for the Wildcats.
Well, certainly when you have 2 on and nobody out, you want to at least advance a runner or 2 there, not to strike out. Let's see if Bratcher can redeem his teammate Fulmer there on that one. So Bratcher grounded out to second in the first inning, and in inning number 3 lined out to left field, called third strike, looking in the 5th. How about a base hit to tie it here in the 7th?
0-1 the count on Mason. And there is a line drive right field. It gets down off the glove of the right fielder. Tullahoma's going to score at least 1. Here comes the runner, and now they say the ball stuck in the fence. So the second runner will have to stop at third.
Well, Morris is going to talk to the umpire to see if the runner at third gets to come home. He was past halfway. Let's see what they're going to do.
Doesn't matter.
The fence, is that not too bad? 2 bases? That's the same thing as throwing the ball in the dugout.
Let's see what the ruling is. Brian Morris going to talk to Jay Potter.
They're going to discuss it. So
big hit for Mason Bratcher there as it went off the fielder's glove.
Potter will get the call right, whatever it is.
And then kicked out of fair territory, kicked to the fence.
It hit his glove.
It's going to go as a double regardless for Bratcher, so we're going to go ahead and give him his double. Tailing ball hit to the right side. That ball was just tailing towards the right field line. Right fielder makes a valiant effort, diving after the ball, hits off his glove, shoots across the fence, ball gets stuck in the fence. So the question is, the runner from first that was going to third was nearly at third when the ball was called, stuck in the fence. Looks like he's going to stay there on third, so it's going to be second and third.
Yes, we have a tie game, 2-2,
Yes.
bottom of the 7th inning, 1 out. Runners at second and third, and Jaron Morris stepping in for the Wildcats with a chance to win it.
Well, Mason Bratcher's had himself quite a game.
And they're going to walk Jaron Morris to load the bases, bringing up Evan Tomlin, Tullahoma's cleanup hitter, second baseman. And the reason that they walk Jaron is to get that force play at second.
Evan Tomlin.
Force play everywhere, actually. So now they got a force play at home.
Yeah, so bases loaded. So what you've got to do here is what you're going to see from Siegel is they're going to pull all their infielders in on the grass because you've got to get out at home. So as a pitcher, you want to go for the strikeout. Infield's got to come home to get the force. So this game's over with a wild pitch to the backstop, a sac fly to the outfielder, a base hit. Or you could put a suicide squeeze here, but I doubt you do that with your cleanup hitter. I don't know how good Tomlin can bunt. He's swinging away.
With a big old cut.
Yes.
Felt the breeze up here.
Tomlin 1 for 2, single to center, ground out short, base on balls.
Evan with a chance to walk it off here for the Wildcats.
No, Cats sitting in ideal position here. 4 and 5 hitters up, bases loaded, 2-2 tie.
Swung at a low pitch, missed it, ball 2.
Yeah, he went fishing on that one.
Dude, relax, Evan.
Ball was down in the dirt, and he bad swing on that one. That's all right. That's just 2 strikes. He's got another one. Just need to put some lift on that ball. Just a simple fly ball to the outfield will play the sac fly and win this game for Tullahoma. If he can just put it in play. Infield's in.
Rogers delivers. Outside ball 1.
0 margin of errors for the Siegel Stars of error here with the infield in. That opens the field up here for Tomlin. Just got to put the ball in play.
1-2 the count. Bases are full. There's a line drive, center field. It is caught.
Oh, no, we didn't score because we didn't tag up.
And Tullahoma unable to score the run from center field. what would have been the winning run. It wasn't a deep line drive to center field, but the run would have scored.
Yeah.
Just not played
Yeah,
right.
Coach Morse beside himself. The runner on third did not tag. It was hit sharply. Tomlin crushed the ball. Line drive to center field. Center field got it in quick. But I agree with you. They would have had no opportunity at home on a
Colton
they
Emery
would have
with
won
a
the game
chance to
sack
win
fly.
it now. Bases full, 2 outs. Emery, first pitch, ball 1.
Well, of course, that changes everything. So now as the Siegel defense can move back into normal position on the infield, shortstop back nearly on the grass.
So why not bunt it down the third baseline?
Hey, the third baseman's deep. You could get away. You could win the game with a bunt here down the third. Bunt for base hit.
Outside and low, ball 2. Could also win it with a walk.
You could win it with a walk. That's right. Well, I think you take here. I mean, you definitely got to take this pitch 2-0, bases loaded, pressure's on the pitcher. You take 1 strike here. I would not let the batter swing. I give him a take sign.
Rogers, inside, ball 3. Oh, called strike 1. Wow.
Can your mic pick me up? Can I?
That big call there. That changes it.
Yes, my mic picks you guys up.
2-1 to 3-0. That's a big change.
But say whatever you want. This is light 2. There's a shot to center field. No. To second base. Caught for out 3. We've got extra innings at Grider Stadium on the opening night of the tournament. We move to the top of the 8th. Tullahoma and Siegel tied at 2 on the Light Tube Sports Network. So free baseball here at Grider Stadium. We move to the top of the 8th. Tullahoma and Siegel tied at 2.
Well, both teams played a run in the 7th. We're still tied.
And both teams had a chance to win it.
Sure did.
Tullahoma had a great chance. Had the bases loaded, 1 out. There's a shot back to Hogan. Snares it. Toss to first, 1 out.
Stepping up to the
A
plate.
1-3 ground out. Akers now, he's 0 for 4 on the night. It's going to bring the cleanup hitter up, Kirby. He's 0 for 3. Ground out second, strikeout swinging, ground out pitcher. See if we can get him again. Well, Tullahoma at least tied it up, forcing extra innings, but they had a golden opportunity to win it. Line drive to center field with 1 out. Runner at third did not tag. We believe up here in the press box he could have gotten in.
Oh, unless that center fielder's got a rocket launcher.
Yeah. I don't think Willie Mays is in center field.
Can't be sure.
Yeah, you don't know.
Yeah, maybe not.
Just because his name's not Willie Mays.
Yeah.
Billy Wood.
You know,
Still be.
when we listen to Murphy, he said that Bobby Cox said the greatest center fielder that he ever saw, and he saw Willie Mays play, was Andrew Jones. Scott,
Yeah.
did that surprise you?
No, you know it didn't.
Yeah, I know it didn't. You've been a humongous Brave fan. Andrew Jones was a great ball player.
Well, Hunter Hogan has gone to 3-0 here on.
Well, Tullahoma has a lefty that has just gotten up again. He was throwing an inning ago.
On Kirby.
He may get a little bit more intense down there in the bullpen this time around.
1 out. And there's a strike from Hogan.
Andrew Jones, I believe in his first World Series that he participated in, hit home runs his first 2 at-bats.
Yeah.
Sounds like a winner.
That's pretty good. That's what they call pretty good.
3-2 now the count. On Kirby. Cleanup hitter for the Stars.
See if Hogan can work this back. I got
Swung on
him.
and missed. He
Right.
struck him out.
2 quick outs here in the 8th, top of the 8th.
Stepping up to the plate, number 29, Aaron White.
Aaron White steps in.
White's 1 for 3, 2 Ks in a single. 2 Ks in a single. 2K swinging.
See if Hogan can get this third out. There's a line drive back this way.
Hogan's done an excellent job tonight, as both Telema pitchers, Mason Bratcher.
Dave Myers simply inches from picking the teeth out of the back of his throat.
Just about got him.
Hogan delivers. Sweeping curveball in there for strike 2.
That thing was
I felt the
sweeping.
whole dugout shift when that pitch came in.
Sure was.
There's another one
Got
called,
him.
strike 3. So 3 up and 3 down, nothing doing for Siegel in the top of the 8th. You got to go get them, Cats. Tullahoma and Siegel tied at 2 on the Light Tube Sports Network. Move to the bottom of the 8th. Tied at 2 for Tullahoma, Balin Tootin, Hunter Hogan, Wade Collins. Try to win this thing for the Wildcats if they have fought their way back from a 2-1 deficit. Tied it up in the 7th. Now trying to win it here in the bottom of the 8th. There's a drive. Way back.
Oh,
that
wow.
ball is to the wall. Tootin. He's going to get 3 out of this. Tootin
Great speed.
dives into third base
Wow.
for the triple. Tootin tagged it
He sure did.
to right field, almost hit it out.
Yeah,
but it
he-
went to the wall.
Sitting on that first pitch fastball, he turned on it, roped it to right field, short hops the fence, and boy, he put some speed on. Blazing speed around the base is an easy triple there. So
Now, I know you like to do this, Ken, so all the ways we can score from third base.
oh man, all the ways we can score: wild pitch, balk, base hit, error, sac fly,
Ground out.
ground out. How many's that?
I don't know.
I'll go for the balk. Let's get the easy way. Any way you can. It doesn't matter. So what do you do if you're Siegel? Do you load the bases here and set up a force at home? I think, that's a possibility. But
Well, I'm
we'll see.
seeing how it goes with this
Yeah.
batter for a couple of pitches. Off-speed pitch, and there's strike 1.
Yeah, so this is Hogan. So what you have, what Revis is looking at, where's Telema in that batting order? They're at number 7. So 7, 8, and 9. You got the bottom 3 hitters up, so I think he's coming after him here and just trying to go for the strikeout of the play at the plate with a ground ball.
Runner at third, nobody out. Ball is high and away, 1-1.
Hogan stands to get the win here, so he can win the game for himself and get a mound win. He's walked twice and struck out looking his last time up.
Off-speed pitch. Missed, ball 2.
Boy, that certainly changed it. What a start for Tullahoma.
Wildcats trying to win it in the 8th.
Tootin with the leadoff triple in the bottom of the 8th. Winning run 90 feet
There's a
away.
shot, base hit, and the Tullahoma Wildcats are going to win it as Tootin scores on the base hit from Hunter Hogan, the walk-off game-winning base hit. You can wrap this one
Wow.
in cardinal and
Great
black.
game.
The Tullahoma Wildcats come from behind and beat the Siegel Stars in the home opener by a score of 3-2. Hunter Hogan gets the game-winning hit and wins the game on the mound for the Wildcats. Ken, nice performance from Tullahoma. They really hung in there.
Oh, sorry, just a gut check. They came into the bottom of the 7th down 2-1, took a 1-zip lead, got shut out for the next 6 innings, and come back and played a run in the 7th, 8th to pull out a dramatic 3-2 win. A great win for the Tullahoma Wildcats over the Siegel Stars. An excellent start to our Light Tube Sports Network baseball broadcast, Scott.
So Tullahoma moves to 3-1 on the young season. And the Wildcats beat Siegel here tonight, 3-2. That's going to do it for us here on the Light Tube Sports Network. For Dale Turner and Ken Keller, I'm Scott Chastain. Be good to each other.